everybody, Joe here. I'm sorry it took me so long to post something after the big launch back in July, but I've actually had some really good conversations with people about exactly the concept that I had for this crowdfunding, internet release kind of plan going forward. So I want to talk a little bit about it. But first, I want to shout out to a couple of people. I had some serious crowdfunding consultation from a couple of internet experts. So shout out to KC2DPT and Multiplexer, whose website will be in the comments, by the way, who really helped me kind of refine this idea about using crowdfunding for some of these music products and other products. So in the midst of all those conversations, I have come up with sort of the plan forward, and it is a three-path plan. The first path is weekly free stuff, right? So this is just going to be sort of a video blog, very low-key, kind of like this one, where I'm just going to talk about the musical process, my songwriting process, what kinds of music is in the works, North, and some of the things that we've done in the past, and also share some stuff with you that I like, and also answer any questions that come in from people. So the goal there, if I can stick to it, is once a week, video that I'm going to post, and I'm shooting for maybe like late Tuesday night kind of a thing, so you can kind of have something to look forward to on hump day. In the free videos, I'm going to talk about music, but I'm not going to share any works in progress. That I'm going to save for this, which is the second track. The second track is actually, it's not free, but it's as cheap as you want, right? It uses a site called Patreon. Patreon is a crowdfunding website that basically lets you pay either by the month or per release, which is how I'm going to do it because I'm not sure I'm going to get out a release a month. So you pledge as much or as little as you like. It can be $1, it can be 50 cents, right? For every little gem that comes out every once in a while. On Patreon, I'm going to be releasing things like roughs of new tracks that have been written, new songs that are being worked on, lyrics that are underway, things like that. Now, in addition to getting the insider scoop with your pledges, what you also get are votes, right? So every dollar that you spend on Patreon, and yes, I will round up if you're spending 50 cents, you're going to get a vote. Those are going to pile up, and I'll talk about that a little bit in a second. So the little bit of money that comes in here is going to get split up in a 10-10-40-40 kind of plan, right? So 10% goes to Patreon themselves. That's to cover their costs and transaction fees and stuff like that, right? 40% over here is going to go to funding new stuff, which is what I'll talk about in a minute. 40% over here is going to go to cover the cost of Drowning in Sky, North record that got made in 2008. And then the last 10% is my share the love part. 10% of anything I make on Patreon, I'm going to send back out to other artists on Patreon. So, and in my weekly videos, I'll talk about the artists that I discover and folks that I like. And for every dollar I got coming in, 10 cents is going to go back out. Share the love, right? Okay, so what about the new stuff? The new stuff is going to be occasional bigger productions, music videos, fully multi-tracked stuff, guest artists, and things like that. So this stuff is going to get funded here for any costs that are involved in making that, and which ones get picked to go first depend on the votes. When you sign up for Patreon, you get votes that way. You can also get votes for doing other things. You use up those votes, and you can use as many as you want to pick what goes public next. So that's how that works. That's pretty much the plan going forward. So the next steps are things you can already do is, of course, like the Facebook page. I'll be putting all updates on there. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's where all these items are going to come in. And then, of course, if you'd like to support Track 2, get on Patreon. All right, links for all of those are in the description. I'm looking forward to getting some stuff out there. So, see you Wednesday.